My name is Anselam, and today I'm going to be talking about a couple different members of our justice system that have been set up to ensure that justice is served and to uphold the law that has been made to keep peace and make people feel safe in their day-to-day lives. The first role I'll be talking about today is the plaintiff. The role of the plaintiff is to bring a case against the defendant and request for a judge to order the defendant to face legal trouble. This can be forms of punishment such as financial compensation. The second role I'll be talking about today is the respondent. The respondent is a group or party of people who are responding to claims thrown against the defendant and are required to give honest explanations or answers. Next, we're going to talk about the accused. The accused is a pretty simple way to say the person that is charged with the crime, or, like the name says, accused of the crime. Another name for this person is the defendant. Now, let's talk about the prosecutor. The prosecutor is a government official who brings the charges against a defendant on behalf of a client in a formal courtroom setting. The next role is the defense attorney. The defense attorney is the person who tries their best to defend the defendant by disproving any charges made against their client. Their main goal is to either get a reduced sentence for the client or to have the charges dropped as a whole. Hey, we're halfway done now. And the next person I'm going to talk about is the judge. The judge actually has a few different roles that they must attend to during the average court hearing. The first one is that the judge makes sure that there is a civil environment during the whole proceedings of a court session, so that way each side can present their evidence and encounter it accordingly. The second one, the judge makes sure that the evidence that is being presented is A, legal, or B, illegal. 3, the judges also make sure that they explain to everyone in the courtroom the entirety of what happened, so that way everyone's on the same track. And then lastly, they will be the one to lay down the sentence. The next person is the victim. The victim is the person who has been wronged in a situation. This is the person that has been attacked, stolen from, or even killed, depending on how severe it was. This person is the person who will typically gain from a lawsuit. The witnesses are who I'm going to be talking about next. The witnesses are people who have seen an event take place or an event that can help further the case. Witnesses can be some of the most crucial factors in solving a case because they've seen an event take place with their own eyes, and they can say who is in the wrong from a first-person perspective. They can also submit anonymous submissions in case if they have any fear that they might be tracked down or attacked because they're giving information away. The second to last group of people I'm going to be talking about is the police. There are a few ways for a police officer to enter a courtroom. One, for defense. Let's say someone in the spectator box doesn't like the verdict. You might feel a little bit too inclined to attack somebody, say the judge, or the prosecutor or the defendant might not like the other side's verdict or something they had to say about them. We can also see that happened back in Vegas roughly a month ago about the guy who jumped over to attack the judge. And we want whatever happens in Vegas to stay in Vegas. The second reason is for witnesses. Police officers make excellent witnesses because they are the first people to arrive on a crime scene, so they get the full scope of what has happened, and they are also the ones who arrest the person so they can see whatever state they are in before they take them in. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about the members of the jury. There's a list of potential jurors that are chosen randomly from a jury pool, And as the date of the trial gets closer, the people who live in the federal district of where the trial is taking place will vote for 12 different jurors. After this, the prosecutor and defensive attorneys can ask any personal biases that the jurors might have due to traditional sakes or religious sakes. After that, they can excuse whichever ones they would like to. And then, as the trial ends, they will give their verdict on if they think that the defendant is guilty or innocent. Well, that was a lot of information I covered. But it is really cool to see all the different systems and roles that have been set up to make sure that trials are as fair as possible for both sides. But also, I would encourage anyone watching this to take some time out of their day and maybe research it a little bit. There's many roles that I didn't cover, and a lot of things that are just so fascinating. But until next time, goodbye.